sorry.
Okay. See what you weigh, okay? Should we see what you weigh, sweetie? Yes, we will. She right now has been with me for 3 weeks. She's gotten all that she wants to eat, and so she's put on about as much weight as she's going to put on. We're gonna give her first official weigh in, so we can see what her base weight is. Now, this is extremely important to get a base weight. Okay. That's my girl. Let's try it again. Let's see what yours is going to be. Okay. $998 grams. Let's try it again. Let's make sure we're good. There's just too much garbage on this table to work.
Sorry, I'm
with.
Too much clutter.
Okay. I know. You're throwing tantrums because we're doing something different, aren't we? And like I said, every little thing that's new, you just have to be patient with them till they figure it out. Okay. 991.
991 grams.
991 grams. And what we'll do is we're going to write a little ticket, and I'm going to stick it on the scale because that's her weight. Okay, all right, you can have it. Yes, that's what she wanted. She says, you know, you picked me up and you didn't feed me. That's not right. You got to give me my food. So 991 grams, that's her base weight. And so all we have to do now is subtract 10% of that and 20% of that. And then that will leave us with approximately what her flying weight is going to be when we start getting more heavily into her training. So, yeah, you're happy now that I got you your food?
She's going to throw it around.
Yeah, she's going to throw everything around. Of course you are. Because that's what you do.
Open the door and get out of your way.
So let's get her
You take her outside.
taken care of. But like I said, every little thing that's new with her is a challenge. And so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge getting her weight every day because she doesn't know what that is. But once she gets into the routine, then she'll accept it. But she was mad because I picked her up and I didn't have her breakfast for her. And so that's kind of one of the reasons she was mad at me. Huh? Was that why you were mad? Because I didn't have your breakfast and you don't expect it. You demand it. Yes, you do. You are my little shrew. So now that you've got your breakfast in your hand, you're happy and you'll be comfortable. Okay, we're going to go out and put you out on a perch for a little while we clean your perch in the house. Okay, we've just weighed Kate, and she's been with us for 3 weeks. She's had all that she wants to eat, and so we now have weighed her at her fattest that she can possibly be, and that's her base weight, and her base weight is 991 grams. And now what we need to do for her training weight and her flying weight is subtract 10% of that weight, and 10% of 991 grams is 892 grams. And then also subtract 20% of her base weight, which is 792 grams. And so somewhere within that range is where is going to be the appropriate training and flying weight for her. And so that's really important to be able to provide that information so that we have basically a baseline as to where we're going.
So 991 is her base weight. And 892 would be 10% lighter, and 792 would be 20% lighter.
Yes.
So in that area.
And so every day when we put her on the scale, we weigh her, and so if you have a bird that is getting down close to 20% below their base weight, you need to rethink Did we get an accurate base weight? Is this really true? Because once you get down to about 20%, you've gone down to a point where we start worrying about the bird being too thin. And so this is why I always do this. 10% is pretty darn close most of the time. Sometimes you have to go a little below that. Some birds, 10% below fat weight, they only have to go 7 or 8% below fat weight. And so there's a little adjustment here that we can make, but this gives us our target kind of points as to where to start to get her into appropriate flying weight. And so what I always do with a new bird is I always take this, I put it on a little label, and it's got the date and everything, and on this little label I stick it on the scale so that I have an immediate reference as to where we're at with this. Let me clean this off just a little bit. We're going to put this right here. And so this is Kate's weight. And so now we got it right there, and it's an immediate reference for me so that we can start reducing her weight and start her training. And what we will notice as we bring her weight down a little bit, everything's going to change. Her personality is going to change. Her motivations are going to change. Her desire to be with me because I'm her food source is going to improve. And so, but we don't just drop her weight rapidly. This is a slow process. We're not in a hurry. The flying season isn't till September, and this is April. And so we've got all spring and summer long to just work with her and bring her weight just very slowly down so that by the beginning of the falconry season, September, she'll be ready to fly free. And so this is a concept that most falconers never get taught. And so this is why I keep harping on this, is when you know what your base weight is, then you can kind of calculate approximately where the training weight is supposed to be and the flying weight is supposed to be. And then what I recommend everyone to do is to keep a logbook. So I have this just on the scale, but I will have a logbook, and I will write down every day my bird's weight. I will write down the time of day. I will write down the weather conditions. I will write down any behaviors that she demonstrates, whether she's, really in a good mood, or she's really in a bad mood, or she is hesitant, or she is enthusiastic. I'll write down little notes. And what this will do, we'll start developing a pattern. So I will see at, a specific weight, this is the behavior that she shows at this time of day and in these weather conditions. And so you'll start to understand your bird more correctly. And so this is the science behind falconry. This is one of the most crucial things that you can do, is to keep a logbook, establish a base weight, and write down all of your observations throughout your training. And if you will do this, you will find that your falconry experience will be increased and enhanced. You and the bird will get along a whole lot better because you'll start to understand each other better. And you'll start to understand why all of a sudden my bird is acting really badly, and what's going on I don't understand. But you can go back to your logbook and you can look at all of the conditions that you're dealing with, and then start to go, oh, you know what? I did something different. I got her a brand new hood, and so she's not used to it, so she's acting badly. Okay. So now we'd spend a little time working with the new hood and getting her more acclimated, or I have a different glove. Or earlier today, the grandkids were over and there was a lot of noise and movement and activities in the house, and that kind of stressed her a little bit. Or you might go back and just see that I was in a bad mood, and she picked up on my bad mood, which made her nervous, and then she didn't behave as well as she should. And so there's lots of things that can affect your relationship with these animals, and the more that you're able to document the whole process, the better chance you're going to have of training these birds properly, and having a really, really good working relationship with these animals. So anyway, that's our next step. We're very excited. We now have her fat weight, we have her base weight, so we're good. And now we can start moving more forward in our handling and our training and our work. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.